Hi, good evening, and welcome to whatever day of the week it is for you. Boston John's Record Roundup. We're here with another episode with some great people tonight. We have Eric here with us. We have BSR, Brian here is with us, and Kevin. JC is watching in the wings. So hello to you guys. Thank you for being here. This show, we pick records, songs that we think that are worth a second listen, or to at least give you some spotlight on them if you've not listened to them the first time around. We usually have some pretty interesting picks, all different types of genres. So grab a pen and paper and write this down, because we're going to have some good stuff for you tonight. So thank you again, guys. So I'd like to quickly say thank you to our sponsor. It's a DJ Event Planner. You'll see a link for them down below in the video's description. Check them out and show some support, because they like us, and that's the reason we're here. So what's up, guys? How's everybody doing this week?
Wonderful.
Doing good.
This is round two. We're taping this after a show after a show. So what I'll do, I'll lead us off, and as I say, hopefully we get somebody with some more intel on this group than what I have.
All right, what do you got?
But this is definitely a worthy song, because I had done a 3-hour freestyle set and was really digging through the crates, and I forgot how good this song was. And I saw it, and I'm like, I should play this a little more often than I do. So I had played it during the middle of the set. It's a mid-tempo song. And it didn't really follow the traditional New York freestyle or the Miami freestyle, because this group was actually from Philadelphia. So the group is called Pretty Poison.
Yeah.
And the song is Catch Me, I'm Falling.
Yes.
Great song.
Great song. It's
Nice.
English radio mix on one side, Spanish on the other side, because she is able to sing in Spanish. The group, Pretty Poison, as I say, hit in '87 when freestyle was all the rage. The Lisa Lisa's and Stevie D's and whatnot were coming. So they've actually charted 9 times. I really thought it was a one-hit wonder band, but I dug in a little deeper. The lead singer, her name is Jade Starling, and she continued to have a career from 1981 right up until the present. She's been charting with Pretty Poison out through '88. She left the band, and she's got music from '99 to 2014 that I'm going to have to look into a little further. And they're all top 20 dance songs. Songs that are here. Let Freedom Ring, My Heart Will Go On, not to be confused with the Celine Dion song.
Different, yeah.
Different. Insomniac, Think About You, Better and Better. Catch Me, I'm Falling was their highest charting song. That was a top 10 dance rate.
Nighttime was huge, too. Nighttime was... I've got the 12-inch back there.
1988, that was a number one dance.
It was their follow-up to Catch Me, I'm Falling.
Okay.
And it was pretty good. I think that song came on everybody's radar with the movie Hiding Out, with that cat that was in that goofy looking guy. He was in 2.5 Men. He replaced the Sheen guy.
John. Oh,
Ashton
Cryer. Cryer.
Oh, that's the original. John Cryer was on the original. And,
Okay, well, I never watched the show, but
okay.
John Cryer Hiding Out, where he's like a cop and goes into witness protection as like a teenager. He shaves his beard off and he puts like blonde streaks in his hair, and he goes to this little town where his family lives or something, and he falls in love with a 16-year-old. Kind of creepy, but that song was in the movie, and it was on the soundtrack. So I think that's where most of us kind of got turned on to that. But yeah, great song.
Yeah, that actually got radio play in the Boston market. That was on the radio fairly consistently. It was the top 40 station, and that would be beside the likes of Duran Duran and Def Leppard and Whitesnake, everything else. The dance music and rock was kind of hand in hand from probably like 85 to 88.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be sprinkled in, and you hear that more or less on the late night dance mixes. But check that one out. That's my group for the week. Pretty
Poison. We heard that on we had a hot 102 here. It was a hot, that was the format, and it was freestyle, R&B, rap, and like even some energy pop, like even some Rick Astley would switch it, slip into there kind of thing. Anything that had a beat, it was up-tempo stuff for the most part. But you also heard like Force MD's Tender Love and stuff like that on that station. But you did not hear Whitesnake. You did not hear Bon Jovi. You did not hear Def Leppard. That was a different station.
Well, the Boston version of that, you would have heard this, and then Aerosmith and Cars and Boston.
Well, we had those stations too. Yeah,
there's a lot of 617 music going on in our neighborhood. Well, for sure. But no, thank you for the movie reference, and that's that's my pick. So I like that one, and add that back to your freestyle crates if it's not in there already.
Good too. Check out Nighttime as well. Nighttime.
We'll play Nighttime after the show. We'll give that a listen. I don't know if
It's
I
a
remember.
good song. You probably heard it and you forgot because it was pretty big.
Awesome. Cool. We'll check it out for sure. Eric, what do you got for us this week?
Well, I got, I'm going to talk about someone that's in a group, very popular group. And I've never done that before. And let's just say this guy is very talented. He's a songwriter, guitar player. He wrote songs. Now, here's what you're going to know who I'm talking about. He wrote Jumpin' Jack Flash, Satisfaction, Ruby Tuesday, Start Me Up, Miss You, Keith Richards.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote all those songs and probably many more. It's only rock and roll, but I like it. I believe he wrote that. And what's interesting about this guy, Keith Richards, is, well, I mean, there's a lot of things interesting about him, but
he's still alive. That's weird.
He is. I actually just heard an interview with him on Howard Stern not too long ago on Sirius.
He quit smoking.
Yeah, well, you know what? All the power to him.
Yeah, he did. He quit smoking.
And this guy, how old is he now? 80? Is he 80?
He's right around Paul McCartney's age, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's 80. And he was never married, right? He got married on his 40th birthday.
Wow.
To a woman named Patty Hansen. And I believe they're still married now. And the only other thing than marriage was he said that he had a girlfriend from 67 to 79.
Wow.
But they never got married, never panned out. And then on his 40th birthday, he married this Patty Hansen, whoever that is. The other thing I liked about this guy was interesting was on his guitar, he took the low E string off his guitar, got rid of it. And then he tuned his guitar to open with G. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, to learn to play it that way, and I never put the E string back on. I just taught myself because he was looking for a particular sound.
Right.
You know? And he had to take that E string off. Now, if George J was here, he probably would say, yeah, he knew all about that, I'm sure. Because he's all about guitars and, you know?
Yeah. Open G tuning is just it's like a country setup that you can basically strum everything and you don't have to skip strings. It's a fuller sound. It's just a different way of playing.
He said he did it mainly because it gave him more of the blues feel, blues and rock music. That's why he took that E string off. I just thought that was an interesting thing about him, you know. And he says I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
To anybody, but it just worked for him, you know. He said it's a rather unique tuning, and I don't recommend it for everybody. But I just thought that was cool.
You have to learn how to play things a different way. The stuff that the notes aren't where you think they'd be. It's a whole relearn of the fretboard into how to play. But for the Stones themselves, that's a great pick for a band.
I've always been a big Rolling Stones fan. I just did not really like Keith Richards. Everybody, I love the Rolling Stones, but not everybody knows all the members in the band, you know, or what like Keith Richards put into that band. He wrote all those songs, and you know,
it's kind of Keith's band. It has been for a very long time.
Mick Jagger only wrote.
Mick is just along for the ride.
He wrote
really.
That's Keith's band.
I don't know if we told the plane story in here before. If you that was from you, Brian. I think you had said when they
and that came from a Craig Ferguson stand-up special. Craig Ferguson was hired by Mick Jagger to write. It was like wanted to write a movie or something about him, so he would tour with him. And yeah, he said they get on a plane, and he'd get on with Mick Jagger, and they would fly in the just economy seating, and Keith would be up in first class with all his friends. They didn't even hang out together on the plane. Like Keith was in charge. But the most interesting thing about the Keith Richards, particularly for me, and if you listen to the music, you never mistake a song, a Rolling Stones song, for somebody else. You always know it's a Stones song, even before Mick starts singing.
Right.
No matter what style it is. And they went through so many different sounds. They started out as a blues covers band, and then they did all the Jumpin' Jack Flash and Ruby Tuesday stuff, and Painted Black, and then they're doing Shattered and Miss You, and then they do Harlem Shuffle, and then they do Start Me Up. It's like every album sounded completely different there for 20 years.
Sure.
But the reason you can always tell a Stones song, I think, and if you listen, you can't unhear it. In most bands, the drummer keeps the time and everybody follows the drummer. That's just what Charlie Watts is the drummer. Was the late Charlie Watts was the drummer of Rolling Stones since the beginning. He just passed away, I think last year, the year before, or something like that. But not the Stones. Everyone follows Keith on guitar. He keeps the time. So the drummer is following the guitar player. And if you listen really close, you can kind of hear it. It's a cool sound. And they will go on record saying it's a very dangerous thing to do, and you really have to pay attention because it's very easy to screw that up.
Sure. Usually for the rhythm section, the bass player and the drummer locked together, but to follow the rhythm,
everybody just follow me. Everyone follows Keith. Keith keeps time. That's the formula for Rolling Stones. It's I thought it was very interesting.
Sure. Well, you heard from the Beatles phase. Yeah. No, go ahead. Good, Eric.
No, which is probably why he took that E string off to begin with, to have that unique sound. I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't play guitar.
The guitar has, Keith's got a style, but the band together has a style, and it's because they're following Keith.
Right.
Is what I was saying. The drumming is a little different than whoever replaced him to tour. I feel sorry for him. I mean, Charlie been doing that stuff for 60 years, and now here comes this
absolutely
new guy who's got to figure it out. Good for you.
Hurry up! You only get another 60 years to learn how to get it right.
Good luck with that. Right.
The Stones will be on tour until they're 120. Easy.
Yeah.
Awesome. No, good pick, Eric, and thanks for the extra intel, BSR. You're actually up next. You want to give us,
This is going out to my friend Eric, who is here. Hi, Eric. And Eric turned me on to a song called Hearts by a singer named Marty Balin.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting about Marty Balin is I knew him in another way. I didn't know him as a solo artist. I knew Marty as the second incarnation of Jefferson Airplane, which was called Jefferson Starship.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what happened, but it went from Grace Slick being the lead singer to all of a sudden Marty Balin being the lead singer. I don't know why, but it happened. And most of the members stayed the same, not all, but most, when it turned from Airplane to Starship. But if I told you it was a completely different band, you would say, well, of course it is. They sound nothing alike, because they don't. So Hearts is Marty's song, and it came out in like 80, 81, something like that. And if you're interested, and by the way, this is for music lovers. If you're a DJ, just turn this off. You don't care. This is for people who like music, because you're probably not going to play any of this stuff as a DJ. But if you dig music, you might listen to this. There are three, in my humble opinion, there are three Jefferson Starship albums that you need to worry about, and nothing else. And there's only a song or two on each album that you got to worry about. And you've got the Marty Balin magic, and the stuff is great. So we'll start with the last one that I have here to show you. And I will put my reading glasses stuck to my hair. Well, yes, they are. Okay. So this is Jefferson Starship Earth. Mm-hmm. And it's got a song on here that you need to check out. That's good. And the song on this one that's really good is called Runaway. Runaway is a really good song. And the other song on here that I really think is a good tune is, I think it's on this one. Is it on this one? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm absolutely wrong. Nope. That's what you need to worry about on this one is Runaway. So
I don't know if I
one
remember
song on
Runaway.
this album that I think you need to worry about is called Runaway. It's really good. Marty Balin singing on it. This one actually has two. This is Spitfire. It's the next one.
Mhm.
And the two tunes on here that I think you really need to give a listen to would be With Your Love, which is a great song. And you know what? I take that back. Count on Me has to be on this one. It is. I'm sorry. Count on Me and Runaway are on the first one. There's two on this one. Count on Me and Runaway. So there's two songs. Here's the third one. Like I said, is With Your Love, which is one of my absolute favorites. It's a great tune on the Spitfire album. And the last one I think you need to worry about is on Red Octopus. And that is Miracles, which is one of my favorite all-time songs. It's fantastic. However, I don't know why. So back in the 70s for radio, there used to be album cuts, and radio would insist on having 3.5-minute versions of those songs for radio play, or they would not play them. If they were too long, they would ask for an edit, or they do their own edit. Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street, they used to speed it up, which is heresy. Just sounds awful.
It does.
There was a really long version of Miracles on Red Octopus, and it's not the version I'd recommend. I'm usually not that dude, but I am on this particular one. I think the radio edit is actually an improvement of the song.
Well, it runs a little over 5 minutes on the studio copy, right? It just gets a little long towards the end. Is that
It's got a lot of verses, like even at the beginning.
It is wordy.
And it's actually, I don't know what the time is on this. Let me see if I can read this.
For some reason, 5:18 is stuck in my head. And either I looked at it recently or.
No, it's. Hold on a second. I can't see this.
70.
Actually, no. This says 6:52.
Ooh.
Or no, 5:50. I guess 6:52. It's really long. And it's, I don't mean it's like a prude, but it's overly explicit. It's unnecessarily explicit. I think the radio edit of that song is the winner. I really do. And you will find that on the Jefferson Starship Greatest Hits. It is the edit of the song. And is, in my opinion, a better version of the song. The album version tends to drag. And
That's right.
you're not waiting as long to get to the fun part on the radio edit. You're waiting too long on the album version to get to the fun part, I think. But anyway, those are my picks, man.
Oh, great pick for Jefferson. I'm surprised you didn't go on earlier with No One's Going to Stop Us Now. Nothing Can Stop Us Now. And
that was Starship. That was Starship. And I have no time for Starship. Starting with Jane. Jane is Starship. Everything Jane forward is Starship. And I'm not talking about Starship. I'm talking about Jefferson Starship, Marty Balin. And those are the three that I think you need to check out.
Yeah.
So we built the city on rock and roll. Different guy. We ain't talking about him today. That's an 80s guy. I'm a Marty Balin guy.
All
I
right.
prefer this to the Airplane and Starship. I'm all about Marty Balin. So that's for my friend Eric.
Thank you.
That is very good, and that's a good deep cut dive into some of the Jefferson Airplane stuff. More so than the older Jefferson Airplane.
Well, Jefferson Airplane is
White Rabbits,
White Rabbit, and Volunteers, and Somebody to Love. Great classic '60s rock stuff. I'm a Starship guy, not an Airplane guy. I'm a Starship guy, and yeah, I mean Starship with Sarah, and I never felt that.
Tuned out by that point.
I tapped out. Jane was all right. Jane was okay. But after Jane, I'm like, I ain't feeling this. There's actually one more Starship song, and I cannot think of the name of it, but it's actually good.
We built this.
No. It's a weird one. I think it turns up on the Ultimate Breaks and Beats too. And I'll look it up. I'll tell you what, you
We'll talk amongst ourselves, and we'll move on to Kevin, and you see if you
Yeah.
can find.
Let me see
All
if I
right,
can find
we'll
the
put
other
a pin
one.
in that. We'll put a pin in that and come back to you before the end of the show.
Yes.
So we can,
Yes. Good.
just so you, for your own personal listening, again, for music aficionados, for DJs on dance floors, these may not be what you're looking for.
They're not club bangers, but they're fun songs. Yeah.
Fun songs are always great too. We respect all music here on this channel. So what do you got? I'll go over to Kevin. Kevin's here with us tonight. What did you bring to Roundtable Record Roundup?
I am going with something in the vein of being a wedding DJ that I do a little bit of. And I'm picking a wedding theme song. It's a very recent release. The release date was November 18th, 2021. It's a lady. She's well known. She dabbles in a lot of things. One of them is acting and singing and dancing and everything else. She was in this movie, and the song is called On My Way from the movie Marry Me. And it's sung by Jennifer Lopez. It might not be well known by some people. I have seen the movie, and I thought it was really a great song. I have played it multiple times at weddings I've done. It has the original version, and it has 3 alternate versions. One was a telecast remix. One was a David Solomon remix, and then there is a duet that she sings with Jimmy Allen on his country album Tulip Drive. The record or the song did not get super high in the charts in the U.S. adult. It only topped out at number 26, but it builds from slow, and it's just it pulls at me, and I think it's a great song for a wedding.
Oh, that's excellent. 2021 was a tough year for the movie industry. As you know, most of us weren't going out anywhere. So for the exposure of the song, it would probably have to be eventually a Netflix release or something that eventually people would get caught up and find that song. I don't know that one off the top. I mean, I remember On the Floor when that hit from J-Lo, but I really didn't see anything chart-wise come from her. So we'll have to give that a listen. And as you say, it is wedding-ish. more of a wedding track.
Wedding worthy.
Well, if it's playable, and that's something that we can keep in our arsenal. We got one more little secret one in our bag of tricks that we can pull out. If it's would you call it a ballad, or is it a slow dance, or?
No, I don't think it's really a dance. It'd be more of a ballad. It's more of a fill song. I've even used it as one of the 30 minutes of the seating music before the ceremony. Sort of like building, because I'm on my way to you, and you are the one, and this is the time. So I've used it there. I don't think you can really do it as a dance song. It starts out slow, and then it sort of builds with energy. About halfway into it. So
yeah, super good pick. So it's On My Way, Jennifer Lopez
On
from
My
2021.
Way.
It'll be on that soundtrack for Marry Me, or if she's put out anything since, it may appear on one of her own independent releases.
Yes, it could be. I'm not sure about that. I know she did just come out with a new album, but I have not checked all the songs on there to see if she put it on that.
Oh, super cool. Well, we'll give that a listen a little bit later when we're hanging around. So you guys out there in listener land, give that a play and see what you think. We're going to kick it back to BSR. Did you find that track you were looking for in the...
No, but I found 2 other ones that I like, and I forgot all about them.
Okay.
And I think Mickey, the hell's his name? The other guy, the singer, Mickey.
Oh, the curly-haired fellow.
Yeah. Whatever his name was.
Him. Yeah.
He was the one who took over, and they still called themselves Jefferson Starship until '84. But Marty Ballin was no longer with them, so I like the Marty Ballin Jefferson Starship.
Right.
So the songs that I actually dig is "Laying It on the Line." I like that one with this Mickey guy singing. "No Way Out," I think is a great song. And
that was in a movie. That was
No Way Out.
No, there was a movie that went along with that. There was a movie the same name. We'll look at that after. No Way Out, No Way Out, nothing. I can hear it and I can see it.
She Doesn't Buy My Story. Yeah.
Soundtrack. Okay.
There's another one that I can't. I'll find it after the show, and it's a cool tune, and it's one that a lot of people don't know. But I'll figure it out, and we'll play it after the show.
Awesome.
I can't figure it out right now. I apologize.
That's it. We all did our best. We all brought something interesting to the table. You get some great music to check out this week. We thank you guys for tuning in and watching. It's been Record Roundup, and look for us again next time we're on. And we'll see you guys all next time. Thanks for tuning in.
John, you forgot to mention though. This show.
Oh yeah, the
This
DJ
show-
Good Planner.
We did that early.
No,
we did that at the
no,
beginning.
Getting
No, he did that. He did that.
Oh,
But he did forget to mention this show was unwritten, unrehearsed, and necessary.
And strictly off the cuff. We just make it
Yeah.
up as we go along. So you guys were awesome.